Hi everyone. In the last session we have seen the need of electric braking and one of the electric braking like regenerative braking. In today's session we will see the remaining electric braking, that is dynamic braking and plugging. So first one is dynamic braking. So dynamic braking for separately excited motor or shunt motor and series motor we'll see. So what is mean by dynamic braking means if you are replacing the supply voltage of the motor with a resistance, that resistance will give the braking torque. That resistance is called the braking resistance. So indirectly what we are doing is we are disconnecting the DC motor from the source and closing the armature circuit through the suitable resistance. When we are doing this, the motor will work like a generator and it will produce the braking torque. So the corresponding resistance is called the braking resistance and the corresponding torque is called the braking torque. During the braking operation, in the separately excited or shunt motor, the flux is constant, and in the self-excited generator, the field winding is in parallel with the armature. With the circuit diagram, we will see how we are getting this. So for separately excited motor or shunt motor, the speed torque curves can be calculated by using the fundamental speed equation what we have derived in the previous sessions. So by using that speed equation, what is the speed equation here? Omega m is equal v by ke pi minus ra by ke pi into ia. So this is the speed equation. By substituting, what we are doing during the dynamic braking, we are replacing the supply voltage source with the resistance. That means we are making the voltage source V equal to 0. So if we substitute V equal to 0, you will get the corresponding speed. Okay. So by substituting, for example, if it is separately excited motor means torque T is equal to Ke into pi Ia. So this pi also constant. So Ke into pi we can assume as another constant K. So if we substitute in the omega m equation, the final equation will become V by K, where K into pi is equal constant K minus Ra by K square into T. This is for separately excited motor. And if you see the diagram, for motoring operation, separately excited motor will have armature is connected with the supply voltage and field is connected with the field supply Vf. And if you see here, during the motoring operation, the current armature current is going through the A1 entering into the armature. When you are removing during the dynamic braking operation, when we disconnect the supply and when we connect the resistance in place of the supply voltage, that is RB resistance, braking resistance, the circuit diagram will become like this. When we are doing that, the motoring operation will become generating operation, because here the armature current Ia will get reverse and it will flow into the resistance. So if it is shunt motor means, again in a similar way, the voltage source is replaced with the resistance, dynamic resistance, and the current will get reversed as it is generating operation. For the self excitation, generally your field winding is in parallel with the armature. So that's what we have seen, and it is generating with the braking torque because torque T is equal to K pi Ia, right? K pi is constant, means Ia. If you are making Ia negative means you are getting the negative torque. That is nothing but braking torque here in this case. So when the motor is operated at rated speed, the corresponding induced EMF is nearly equal to the supply voltage. Okay, by using this above equation and by replacing the supply voltage equal to 0, we can draw the speed torque characteristics of this motor during the dynamic braking. So here in the dynamic braking, your braking resistance will play a role. If you are increasing the resistance, you will get the different characteristics. So how the characteristics will shift upward or downward based on this resistance value, that also we'll see in the characteristics. So if we see the characteristics, so for separately excited motor, the characteristics speed versus torque characteristics. As this is braking characteristics, you'll get the characteristics in the second quadrant, right? Because your current is negative, that's why this is either minus negative torque or negative armature current, right? Okay. So here speed versus torque characteristics, if you'll see, so as the resistance increases, braking resistance, here RB1 is greater than RB2, because when supply voltage equal to 0, as per the speed equation, omega m is directly proportional to the braking resistance, which is equal to RA by K square, right, into T. Omega m is directly proportional in the speed equation. Omega m is directly proportional to RA by K square into T. This is the equation. When, because the first term, that is V by K pi, that is equal to 0. So only if here RA means RA is in series with the braking resistance RB during the dynamic braking. So as your resistance is increasing, your speed will increase. Okay. So here when your braking resistance is increasing, your RB2, this is for RB1, when your braking resistance is increasing, your characteristics will shift upward like this. And in this you can find two types of characteristics with solid line which is going to 0, those are for the separately excitation, and those are with dotted blue lines or black lines, dotted lines, those are for the self excitation. During the self excitation, it need minimum speed, minimum critical speed or cutoff speed to bring the machine into the self excitation. So that's what the speed. Below this speed, it will not. For example, with respect to the RB1, the corresponding critical speed is omega mc1. Below this speed, the machine fails to self excite. With respect to the RB2 resistance, the omega mc2 is the critical speed. Below this speed, the machine fails to self excite. That's what it indicates. That's why the characteristics will move with dotted line with minimum speed. Here torque is not equal to 0 at this position. But whereas for the solid line, separately excited, torque becomes 0 at speed equal to 0. Okay. Both are 0, but here torque may, here speed is not equal to 0. It has minimum critical speed. Okay. And if you see the same characteristics for series motor, in the series motor also speed torque characteristics looks like in a similar way, but the characteristics here again, as change in resistance, as you are increasing the resistance, your characteristics will shift upward like this. Only one difference is when you are decreasing the torque, for the decrease in torque, for given change in speed, for little change in speed, if you observe the change in torque, the change in torque is larger for separately excited motor when it is compared with the self excitation or series motor also, because this is the change in speed, right? For change in speed, let us change in speed, the corresponding change in torque, if you observe, as they are increasing the braking resistance, the slope will increase. When slope is increasing, for large variation in speed, there is a small variation in the torque likewise. And here if you see the characteristics, these characteristics are not similar to the separately excited motor. For change in speed, there is a large change in the torque also. So in self-excitation, the torque becomes 0 for minimum value of speed. Because for the given value of RB, there is a critical value of speed which required to bring the machine into the self-excitation. Otherwise, it fails to self-excite. That critical speed is minimum speed. Above that speed only the machines will get into the self-excitation. After braking torque equal to 0, once the braking torque equal to 0 means, in this case, in the self-excitation case, the dotted line is going to the minimum speed. But here torque equal to 0. After your torque becomes 0, but if you don't have any other opposing torques, then the machine need to oppose by its own friction alone. Okay. Generally in the active load applications, the operation at very low speeds is not possible. We cannot get the braking operation at low speeds, because at low speeds it do not self-excite. During the self-excitation is generally used during the emergency stops. Emergency stops will be happen at high speeds only. So that's why the self-excitation is used only during the emergency stops. If you see the series motor, in the series motor also the dynamic braking for the series motor is shown in this figure. See, series motor, motoring operation, supply voltage. The supply voltage need to be replaced with the braking resistance. Here for dynamic braking, the series motor need to connect as a self-excited series motor. Again, like a self-excitation, here also we need to connect the series motor in self-excitation mode. For self-excitation mode, it is necessary that the current forced through the field winding. This is your field winding. Current forced through the field winding by the induced EMF need to aids the residual flux. That means your current during the motoring operation is flowing through the field winding from S1 to S2. To get the above condition, here also if you want to allow the current through the field winding in the same direction, means you have to reverse the armature connection. Otherwise, you have to reverse the field connections. Either by reversing the armature terminals or field terminals, the braking with self-excitation is achieved. If you see here, earlier S2 is connected with A1. Now S2 is connected. Now S1 is connected with A1. Just we have reversed the field terminals, so that your armature current is negative. Armature current gets reversed. But if you see the field current is flowing through the same S1 to S2 only. Here also S1 to S2 only. In the torque equation, torque T is directly proportional to pi Ia, means there you need to reverse either flux or armature current, but not both. That's what it indicates, like either by reversing the armature terminals or field terminals. Here what we are keeping constant, we are allowing the current in the field winding from S1 to S2 only to get the same flux. S1 to S2 only. But earlier armature current is downward direction. Now it is going away from the armature. Armature current is getting reversed to get the negative torque. That is nothing but braking torque. Okay. So this is for self-excitation. And in the speed torque characteristics can be calculated again by replacing the supply voltage equal to 0 in the speed equation for series motor. This is what we have seen in the previous classes. Omega m is equal V by under root of Ke Kf into 1 by root T minus Ra by Ke Kf. In this we can replace supply voltage equal to 0. By that we will get the critical speed, that is Ra by Ke into F. So below the critical speed, the machine fails to self-excite. Therefore, the braking torque drops to 0. The braking operation, generally this braking operation is faster in separately excited motor compared to the self-excitation. But generally this dynamic braking is inefficient method because we are allowing the generated energy into the resistance. That means you are pumping the generated energy during the dynamic braking into the braking resistance. As the heat, it will be dissipated. The power is going to be wasted. We are not using that power. Simply we are wasting that power, generated power, into the resistance. So instead of that, you can charge the battery or you can use the same power to the other appliances. So that is an effective method. But in dynamic braking, we are not using that. We are simply wasting to get that braking torque. We are wasting that power into the resistance. So that is the drawback of this dynamic braking. Next, if you see the another type of braking operation, that is plugging. In the plugging, instead of keeping the resistance, instead of wasting the power into the braking resistance, we are utilizing the same power into the supply. We are sending back the same power into the supply. So that is a plugging operation. So here, if the armature terminals or supply terminals of a separately excited or shunt motor when running are reversed, here we need to reverse the supply terminals, armature terminals. In shunt motor means both are same. So armature terminals get reversed during the running operation. But the induced voltage should be in the same direction and current will reverse by producing the braking torque. Here, like I told you in the torque equation, we need to either reverse the field terminals or armature terminal. Our aim is to get the negative torque. To get the negative torque, here what I am doing is I can reverse the armature terminals to reverse the armature current, or I can reverse the field terminals to get the minus flux, negative flux. That is nothing but simply minus pi, which indicates that negative torque. So if you see the circuit diagram, in the separately excited motor, normal motoring operation, simply here what I have done is, if you reverse the, generally this minus plus and minus plus, here RA armature terminal is there, you need to reverse the supply. Just instead of directly connecting to the supply, here I will keep some resistance. Even without this resistance also we can get this plugging operation, but your source should be capable of taking that entire power. So either you can reverse the field terminals or you can reverse the armature terminals, but not both. So generally, if you want to allow the current in the same direction, means simply you can keep this armature at the rectifier terminals. A rectifier will give always uniform and direct current in the same direction. Always it will come out of the common cathode and it will enter into the common anode only. That means your current will be always in the same direction. Only you need to take care of these field terminals. So likewise, by using the power electronic devices, we can get this operation like either reversing the field terminals or reversing the armature terminal. Plugging means we need to reverse the supply terminals or field terminals to get the braking operation. In series motor, either the armature or field, but not both the terminals need to be reversed, whereas in the separately excited motor, you can get that operation. Field is separately excited, you can reverse the armature terminals in your convenient. Okay, this is for separately excited motor, this is for series motor. Okay. Again here also at the rated speed, here it is nearly equal to the supply voltage, and during that time the maximum induced EMF will be there. Okay, during the initiation of the braking, during the initial operation of the braking, the total voltage in the armature circuit will be nearly equal to the 2 volts. That means you are having a minimum voltage. To limit the current during the starting, you need to keep the braking resistance. In the series circuit, I have told that we need to connect series resistance RB in series with the supply voltage to limit the current only. That limitation of current, to limit that current, generally your braking resistance is equal to 2 times of the starting resistance. What is the starting resistance here? Armature resistance only in that loop. Armature, and if your field is having any resistance, that field resistance. To limit that starting current, we need to connect one braking resistance which is equal to 2 times of the starting resistance. Again, this equation is the basic fundamental equation for the speed in a series motor. Here the braking torque is not equal to 0 at 0 speed. When it is used for stopping, an additional arrangement is required to bring the torque to equal to 0. Otherwise it will speed up in the reverse direction. If you see the characteristics, speed versus torque characteristics, for series motor with dotted line, separately excited motor with solid line, your speed torque characteristic will shows that your torque is not equal to 0 when speed equal to 0. We need to bring this torque equal to 0 from this minimum torque point to 0 torque by making some additional arrangement. We have to bring this torque equal to 0. In the plugging operation, your torque is not equal to 0 at 0 speed. What we have to do is we have to bring this torque to 0 by separate arrangement. That's why it is inefficient method. And here not only power supplied by the load, but also power taken from the source is wasted in the resistance, because we are keeping the RB resistance, right? In series motor we are keeping the RB resistance, braking resistance, to limit the starting current. Even though it is used to limit the starting current, the power is going to be wasted in that resistance, braking resistance. That's why it is inefficient method. In braking, at least the generated power from the load itself, it is wasting in the resistance. But here we are keeping both source as well as the load. Both are generating power and both are going to be wasted in the braking resistance. That's why it is inefficient method. So this is all about the braking methods for series motor and shunt motor. Thank you all.